Mic check, mic check. Is this thing recording? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. There's no other way to say this atrocity. Backtrack. I've been trying to record this for the fifth time now. I've already recorded. The first time that I recorded this, I recorded through the TWS earphone that I had, but it did not record any voice and it just captured the background noises. The second time, so what I did was then I ordered a wireless mic that I could plug it into my earphone, and then I recorded it. I yapped for about 45 minutes, but it managed to record only 15 minutes of it. So yeah, and I think that's a good thing, because when I re-listened to the 15 minutes that I had recorded, I was highly disappointed by it. I did not like its quality. I was being too serious, and I think that I can be serious, obviously, but again, need to achieve something so that someone would listen to me. Someone would listen to me when I'm being serious about it. But that's clearly not the case. So, a short introduction about myself. I travel 1.5 hours one side to my office every day. For the past few days, I was trying to figure out what I can do in this free time so that I could, kind of express myself. Why I want to express myself, you ask? The reason simply is because I'm an overthinker. The best way to curb overthinking is to I think about everything that is happening around me. Most of the times, the way people react to me. But then you might say that, okay, you can just go and have a conversation with them and make them understand how you feel and all that. But that is what a reasonable person would do. And I am clearly not. The contradictory part of this behavior is that I also like to keep things to myself. I put others first. Because I'm a extremely overconfident rather, and a highly self-optimistic person, I think that I don't really matter and nobody really wants to talk to me, and I bother everyone just by being in their presence. Intergalactic levels of self-confidence has been achieved. Nothing serious. Anyways, back to the point. So then I was obviously, like any other normal person would do, I listened to a few podcasts, I listened to a few YouTube videos, I looked through a few reels, and that's where I decided to get my motivation from, rather than actually speaking to a few experts about this, because again, I am a highly reasonable person and I think in an extremely logical way. So, most obviously, like any reasonable person would, they decided you talk with people, you make bonds, you try to make friends where you can let your mind, you let your whatever you're feeling out, you can speak to your family members. But again, I am an overthinker who likes to keep things to himself. So obviously the next logical reason was to do something that no one else is doing right now, and to do something that is extremely unique. I decided to start a YouTube channel, and this is my attempt of creating a podcast. Well, no, wait, podcast is something that is done two ways. Broadcast, but wait, I'm not live streaming this as well. Epilogue, I think it's monologue. Epilogue, something between the two, you get the point, whichever is the right point. I'm not a very person with a very high literature. As a matter of fact, English is not even my first language. But then again, I'm still using English. So yeah, there's that. Obviously, you might be listening to me breathing into the mic. You might be listening to background noises, you might be listening to traffic noises, you might be listening to honks. Well, that's because as I mentioned earlier, I travel 1.5 hours from the office. I have gotten a mic that is fit into my helmet, and I'm traveling to the office right now as we speak. So, extreme high level effort is being put into this content, and I'm extremely serious about it. And I want to pursue a career into this, and I want to become a full time YouTuber and do a collaboration with Mr. Beast. So, yeah, that's that. So, back to my broadcasting. This is also a very really interesting story. Obviously, me again being a very optimistic person, but here's the contradictory part. I claim to be a very pessimistic person. I claim to be a very underconfident person who doesn't think highly of himself. But then, obviously, whenever it comes to doing something, I think that I'm really the best, and then I'm going to take off. And then, once I broadcast this video, it is going to blow up. It's going to get 10 million views overnight. My channel is going to get 15 million subscribers overnight, and I'm going to get a call from Mr. Beast to do collaboration. Extremely contradictory and extremely reasonable thinking at the same time. Anyways, I still don't know if this is recording. I remember pressing the record button, but for the past okay, now let me describe my setup as well. So my studio is basically my helmet. I'm counting on my helmet to cancel all the background noise and to make sure that nothing is caught in the mic. I'm counting on my helmet for that, obviously. So the helmet is my studio. My mic is the portable one which I've gotten from Blinkit, because obviously, just because any underconfident person would after seeing that is after noticing that he yapped for about 15 minutes and nothing was recorded, so that particular person would decide to become underconfident, right? Not me. I decided that I should get a mic and that I should record this more seriously, and I should make sure that my voice is recorded and that everyone should listen to this extremely, what you can say, blissful, soulful voice that can probably rival Arjit Singh if I try, which I'm not gonna, because I care for Arjit. I think that he should have a career, and if I step into the music industry, I would absolutely become the number one singer, gain tens and millions of subscribers, and then get a collaboration with Mr. Beast. So yeah, there's that. I waver from my point a lot. I don't even remember what my last point was. I think I was explaining about my setup. So I have pressed record on my phone in the voice recorder. This mic, I've attached this wireless mic inside my helmet. My mic is located at a distance of 1.5 centimeters from my mouth. So every time I breathe, it is recorded in that mic. I hardly doubt there will be any clarity, but I'm still going to plow through and still yap for about 45 minutes and probably not be disappointed this time that the recording had paused somehow due to accidental touches. I have a flagship phone, I have a pretty expensive phone, and I think it should be experienced, it should be equipped enough that it should detect the accidental touch, and it should detect that it's in my pocket and not turn the display on randomly. But again, because I am a person who has done lots of good deeds in his past, present, and future lives, Lady Luck is extremely by my side. Lady Luck is always by my side. As a matter of fact, even if I throw a random stone, it somehow goes and hits a target. That's how lucky I am, and that's exactly the reason why even after enabling accidental touch prevention, pocket mode, and everything on my phone, it still decides to randomly pause my recording. So there's that. People listening to this podcast, broadcast, epilogue, monologue, whatever is the right word, might think, what is the purpose of this broadcast? What are you trying to do? Why are you shutting this broadcast? Because I've been listening to a lot of ebooks. I've been listening to a lot of broadcasts recently. I have I have had a brainwave where I think that when I scroll reels on Instagram, I get addicted, I lose track of time, and I end up wasting too much time. And because I'm an overthinker, I think on every 30-second reels for the next 30 minutes. Because I'm an extremely humble person and I don't think that the world revolves around me, and I'm a extremely whatever. Basically, because I'm a person that I don't think that the world revolves around me. That's why I make every single reel that I look about myself, try to relate to it somehow, and think until my brain goes numb and I can't logically think anything. And I really hope that I could sleep. I get a headache, maybe a slight aneurysm, but I really don't know how to stop it. So that's why I thought I should listen to broadcasts, I should listen to podcasts, I listen to some ebooks. And because I'm a person who thinks that he needs to train, he needs to be good at something in order to do it as a profession or do it professionally. I decided that I too can do this, and I too can be a professional ebooker and a broadcaster, and then broadcast this particular recording after editing it extremely professionally on my phone, and then gain tens of millions of views overnight, and then gain about 15 million subscribers overnight. Fun. So again, I started talking about my broadcast journey or my recording journey, and then I randomly decided to talk about mics and earphones, and now I'm talking about my overthinking. And in the next 15 minutes, I'll again start a particular topic, but then I'll end up talking about something entirely random. And yeah, this happens because again, I am a very constructive speaker. I speak to the point. I don't over exaggerate or over explain anything, and everyone loves talking to me. That is exactly the reason why I have so many friends whom I can talk to, let everything out, and all that, which are absolutely none. So, yeah, fun again. You see, I'm trying to be sarcastic, but I've just realized that tried to copy the same style of sarcasm 15 times in the last 5 minutes. So clearly, I'm really good at it. And I should quit my job and take this up as a full-time thing. And definitely, I'm gonna get 15 million views overnight and 20 million subscribers. Definitely. So let's get to the point. I'm probably just because I want to be funny, which I clearly am not. I'm trying to put sarcastic comments into this so that it would be funny, which is again not. So, but I still plow through because I'm a brave little soldier. So there's that. So yeah, I started recording through my TWS by again turning on the voice recorder. I yapped for about 45 minutes in the morning when I was going to the office. Extremely excited that okay, everything has been recorded and now I'll edit it, and then you get the point. But when I turned on the recording, it was just noises of my bike revving and slight mumbling, obviously. Nothing was recorded. Then I remembered that there are wired mics which you can plug into your phone and then they'll record. But to my surprise, I found this wireless mic that I'm recording in right now, which was better because who the hell likes wires? So I got the wireless mic over Blinkit and I tested it and then it worked. Then while going back from my house, I hit the record button again. I was happy that it was finally recording, and then I yapped for another 45 to 50 minutes before stopping on a traffic signal to check because my phone had vibrated. I was checking if I had received a call or some sort of contact from my family members. But that's when it hit that the recording had somehow stopped and that nothing at all was recorded. And I was extremely motivated by that somehow. And this is not sarcasm. Before that, the 15 minutes that I had gotten my recording into, I listened to that when I reached home. And I found out that I was speaking in a very serious way. It was an extremely dull tone. There was no emotions in that. I was over explaining myself. I was talking for 15 minutes about myself, which again explains that I am not at all a self-absorbent person. I was speaking about myself for 15 minutes. I was kind of justifying that why I am like that by giving examples. To whom? I don't know. And I don't even know what I was trying to achieve. Then I crossed the traffic signal and I again hit the record button. This time it recorded for 8 whole seconds before stopping. Luckily this time I decided to stop on my own and check if it was recording, but then again it was not recording. It had managed to record only 8 seconds. Then again, this was when I was hardly 15 minutes from home. I decided, okay, let's manage to record something for the first 15 minutes, and then once we reach home, we'll pause and then we'll resume again tomorrow. But again, it did not record. Hopefully, it's recording right now. It's raining heavily. I really can't stop. If I stop, my phone will get wet. Even though the phone company which I'm using claims that this is a waterproof phone, I don't really want to take risks. And I don't really want to stop in the rain because people are extremely caring and they care that they themselves are going in a four-wheeler which is shielded from the external environment, so they should drive slowly when a puddle of water arrives. Is this me being overly sarcastic? Is this me trying to push sarcasm down the throat of the subscribers that I have, which are none? I don't know. But yeah, I'm definitely yapping whatever comes to my mind and whatever I see fit. Because again, this is a broadcast, podcast, epilogue, monologue, whichever is the correct way or correct word. Yet at this moment, I haven't even thought the name of my YouTube channel. Yeah. But now you might ask that now that I've mentioned that I'm going to be posting this on a YouTube channel, you might think that what sort, I mean, you're just recording the audio. What about the video? Aren't you gonna record a video to put onto it? How are you going to broadcast it otherwise? I'm stuck in traffic. Oh my god. My brain is going to clog. I'm not gonna be able to speak anything because of this.